Good evening, everyone. This is a recording of, or a summary of the rehearsal that was held last week, Thursday, at St. Francis Boys School. We continued with the 23rd Psalm and we picked it up from page 7. That is where we left off on the previous rehearsal. So we started on page 7 and this is what we have here. And we continued up to page 8, almost to the end. Easy night. Yes, we did all of this and we stopped here on page 11. We didn't go from here to the end, but this is very it's just one page or two pages after this and we had the end. Yes. Okay, so I will play each part from page 7 up to the top of page 11, starting with the sopranos and then going on as usual to the altos and then the male parts. All right, I'll just stop in between just to clarify certain points. Okay, so at this point the music changes key to a minor key. All right, and it stays in the minor key for a little while and then it goes back into the major key. And that is because we are here speaking about that part of the Psalm 23, where the Psalm speaks about the value of darkness. So the music gets a little bit, I wouldn't say negative, but it changes mood to a darker mood. Okay, right. So he leads through the valley, and that would be after 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3 sopranos. Okay, we'll just start over. All right, he leads through the valley. That's the first soprano. Easy enough. 1, 2, 3. Two, three, 4. 1, 2. I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied. Oh, it's top of page 9. He will provide. 1, 2, 3. And then he meant saying, and I shall not want. Okay, I'll stop there and go back to page 7 and do the alto parts. Okay, so it starts off in unison for altos and sopranos. Page 7, he leads through the valley. The altos go down. Sorry, this is the second soprano line here. Lord is my shepherd. This is top of page 9. 1, 2. Again, this is the second soprano line. And faithfully supply. Commencing, and they shall not want. Right. The altos now. It wasn't the alto. The altos now sing almost the same thing except for when it's split into 3 parts. Alright, so he leads. Page 7. Sorry. Is enough for everything. Is enough for broken the shepherd. I shall not want. I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied with what He gives. He will provide and faithfully supply. Lord is my shepherd, and men sing, and I shall not want. Alright, so I made a little error with the second soprano line. I played the alto line with the second soprano line. Alright, so the alto line, especially at the top of page 8. The second soprano from page 7 on to page 8 goes like this. He leads through the valley. And we sing the normal soprano line here. I shall not, and then they go second soprano. Right? Okay. That clears that up. Alright, so the second, so those are the first soprano, second soprano, and the alto line up to there. Alright, so the men now, tenor and bass line. Alright, almost the same line as the ladies. From page 7, I'll play the tenor first. He leads through the valley, I shall not want, I shall not want. He leads through the Easy enough, middle of page 8. Is enough for on to middle of page 9. I'm satisfied. He will provide and faithfully supply. And I shall not want. And I shall not want. That's it. Top of page 10. Okay. Basses go like this, slightly different from middle of page 7. He leads. He leads through the shall not want, I shall not want, I shall not want. He leads through the valley, I shall not want, and I shall not want. He is enough for every need. He is enough for I shall not want. I shall not want. Middle of page 9. He will provide. He will provide faithfully. I shall not want, and I shall not want. Top of page 10. All right. Now at the top of page 10, the ladies go, he is the night, he is the sun, he is the shade, he is stream, and if I wander off alone, his mirror, his mercy calls us back to home, and that's where we got to at the top of page 11. Now this part is a little call and answer between the ladies and the men. The ladies split and the men also split, but not too much, but the men also split. So I'll just play the soprano line. Right, top of page 10, he is the night. He's the stream. And there's two, three, one. His mercy calls us back to home. Alright, that's the top soprano line. It splits there into first soprano and second soprano, and just play that after, right? So the second soprano, instead of the going at the end there, the second soprano goes right. The alto is a little different. I'll go from top of page 10. He is the night. He is the night. He's the stream. And if we are off alone, forward, his mercy calls us back to home. And the alto line here is to home. Right? So altos to home, second soprano to home, and first sopranos to home. We end up with this chord. Right. The men now started off, and I shall not want. The lady say he's the night, and then the men say he's the day. And he's the ocean. In every song, he is my theme. His music calls us back to home, back to home. Right? So, on top of page 10, for the men, the ladies first sing he is the night, and then the men sing. I'll do the tenor again. Tenors first. He is the day. He is the and then back to home. Right. And play that again. Here's the day from top of page 10 for the tenors. He is the day. He is the ocean. And every song his mercy calls us back to home. And then to home. Right? And the bass is slightly different. He's the day. They sing he's the night, and then the bass is sing he is the day, he is the ocean, his mercy calls us back to home, back to home. Okay, and that is where we got to on Thursday. Alright, of course we'll be going over all these parts at the next rehearsal, but we're doing this so that we can save some time. We can go through this, alright, and do a little practice. And what I recommend is that you try to, after you get the notes out, you can try singing it with the recording. Okay, and see how far I would get. All right. So thanks very much, and I'll see you on Tuesday this week.